before we go on to our core topic, I feel like I say that every single time. But
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
No problem there.
Why is my hand so dry?
Actually, this just came in to me right now.
Stefan?
Yeah, Stefan, I'm going to read this. Why not? I thought I'd give a thought about Doom since you're going to be talking about it. What do you know we are? Or we did. It's nothing at all like Halo, but I wish Halo would have been this violent. Makes me wonder why Halo was rated M to begin with. That's a good point. I mean, I don't think... I mean, it'd be cool to have the Halo universe that violent because it technically is violent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, aliens invading with swords and stuff. But I don't think it would fit Halo, personally.
No.
That's just my opinion, but...
Is he bashing Halo? Or does he not like it?
No, he loves Halo, but
Yeah.
it's just he's wondering why it's rated M because M would suggest that it would be more violent because Halo's not violent at all, really, in a sense. I mean, we're desensitized to violence, obviously.
Oh, well, that's what I was
But-
going to say. I think just society as a whole, what is
Yeah.
considered rated M now compared to back then is different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's on.
Yeah, you look at like what they talk about that hot coffee thing in GTA San Andreas, whereas like it was the biggest thing ever. Now you have games coming out.
Yeah,
that are
Witcher
just
3, you have
more
sex.
sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Which I
Still
like.
got to beat that game, by the way.
I like
Oh,
that. Yes, me too. I'm at the very end. I don't know why I haven't beaten it yet.
okay.
I like that video games. It's not a taboo anymore. It's like TV shows, like movies. They should be allowed to have them in our games.
Mm-hmm.
Pulse, that's awesome. All right, so our last topic was emotional games that made you emotional, and I have two people that wrote in. Matt said about 15 minutes into Mass Effect 3, so that beginning scene where the Reapers are coming in,
Yeah.
like they just blow
with the little boy.
I don't think he's in the beginning. Oh yeah, he is at the very
that
beginning.
little scene where you see the boy
Flying
and then
off.
flying out and you find out he's dying.
He's like, well, I'm leaving him to die.
That's
But
the part that got me the most.
Well, I don't remember that. What the hell?
that's okay.
It's such a good game though.
It is a really good game, even with all the controversy at the end. It's
Screw
still
everyone who says the ending was bad. I think it's good still.
I just thought of this.
He doesn't agree with me.
No, apparently not. When people talk about game choices, they're like, there was no choices in Mass Effect. Like, all your choices meant nothing. I was like, bullshit. My game was completely different than your game.
Yeah.
Like, people that showed up, your Krogan died really early, and so he wasn't in your game. So
The overarching like choices you made arcing were completely different, but the problem that most people had and I had was regardless of your choices throughout that world, everyone was faced with the same
Three choices.
I don't care, though. Because it's more about the journey than the end.
That's true.
Yeah,
agree.
but it's nice. It's nice to wrap a good old bow right on the end, just because that.
Well,
the,
they technically did.
the Mass
in some
Effect
sense.
trilogy
There's
kind
no way
would
they
have been
could-
absolutely it is still one of the greatest trilogies.
It is the best trilogy. I don't think they're. I can't think of another one.
That could be another topic.
Yeah.
It's the best. Whatever.
But it was great. Now I haven't actually replayed it since they fixed it, but I still feel like having them coming out with a fix, like you already kind of experienced it. Now
I
you're
was
just like
so
editing it.
pissed that they came out with a fix.
Yeah, I mean, I get
It's
it. That's
dude,
like
it's your art. Stick with
I mean,
it.
that was my thing too. I was like, as much as I didn't like the ending, I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't like it, but they chose that. There was a reason they went for
Yeah.
that. So now you just kind of cave to the masses and are like, oh, here, make us happy. Like, completely against that.
there's a great segue
Gaming
for our
communities
thing.
are terrible.
Yeah, there's a great segue right there, but I need to go through this other stuff first. So, but I
Put a pin on that.
yeah, I do know, or I think that that's what people got bottled up was the journey, or like your choices matter. Your choices mattered in every single game.
They did.
Like
God, I need to replay those games. Those games were so good.
remaster it, but I
Yeah.
know EA said they're not going to. So
They might. Oh, they said.
yeah,
Oh shit, never mind.
they said they'd be wasting money or something like that.
Dude, yeah, I would sell. If you put that for like $40, people would buy that like
Oh,
in a
yeah.
heartbeat.
Easily.
It's just the work behind.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's what
So-
the Blue Points for. That's what they're called.
Oh yeah, that does some of the remasters.
They do like most remasters.
Yeah,
I think it's Blue Point.
that sounds right. in my
Don't
head.
quote me.
We never do.
But it
That's
sounds
true.
right. Just thought of a quote I used last night. I'm not gonna repeat it on air. Or in the
You'll have to
video.
tell me afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
All right, so Scott
Of course.
comments in because he comments in every week, and I love it. No game necessary to leave me feeling pissed off. Every time I want to pick up a game and start playing, the PS3 needs to update. An hour later, I'm ready to play Duke Nukem Forever. Pissed off, but ready to release my anger. Hashtag sticking with Candy Crush on my phone.
He was actually talking about that last night.
It was. I do remember that.
I agree. Updates can be bothersome. They're better on the PS4.
Does he not have a PS4?
No, I don't think he does.
Scott, get a PS4. What are you doing?
come play with us.
He's a great sober cab.
He is.
Yeah.
Shout out to Stefan for sober cabbing eventually. Thank you.
Oh, I thought you meant like in a future, like you're gonna sober cab eventually.
He took over.
He took over.
Yeah. Same with Hunter.
And Casper.
Casper.
You mean you didn't, but you offered. So.
And he technically drove me to get pizza. So.
Casper has the greatest. You're gonna have to maybe. I don't know if he even watches these, but he had for his GPS. I think it's like Little John or somebody. Like so, every time it's like go right. And like it was so entertaining the entire time that we were doing.
Awesome.
That. I probably slaughtered that. It probably wasn't Little John. I don't remember
Lil Wayne,
anymore.
I don't know.
It was great. Though.
Lil
Yeah, I think
somebody.
it might have been Lil Wayne.
Little some.
Some rapper.
So now on to our core topic, and I got a question for you, Larry.
Okay.
Thank you. I was waiting for you to say something. Are you a fan of Uncharted?
Yeah, he hasn't played it.
Am I a fan of Uncharted?
Yep.
I completely respect where that whole series, kind of where the company is going with it. I personally haven't really played much of them.
Do you like it though?
It's really hard for
he
me to
can't
say that.
make a formulated.
Again, like I'm a broken record here. I respect. It's obviously an absolutely fantastic series. It is in a lot of ways one of the better single player experiences that you can have. I don't know. I don't know why I've never given him. Well, I mean, I know why initially I didn't give him a try. I didn't have a PS3, and so I mean, I think one of the problems with me is, and it's first world problems. I have such a backlog of games that. And there's constantly new games coming out. Being able to pick and choose what games I want to play, I feel like I'm cheating the game if I just play Uncharted 4 first. I've heard from a lot of people.
You can.
I mean, I could technically.
I'd say
YouTube it.
No, I'd say YouTube Uncharted 1 and play Uncharted 2 and 3.
I hear from.
I agree.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Most
That's what I
people
do.
say you can kind of skimmy through and just read up on 1, play 2 and 3, and then get to 4. But yeah, I don't.
Okay. So it's kind of a segue. Not really. It's not
Not
exactly.
at all.
That is
actually.
a terrible.
No, it is for me though,
Okay.
because core topic is what do you not like about the gaming community, and it is elitism. I'm going to call it that. So
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
you know where I'm going with this?
see it,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Okay.
I have a couple stories, so we're just going to go on this rant. It's going to be fine. So for instance, that's what we are. For instance,
we do, not what we are. Keep
I could formulate personas around it, but yeah. Okay.
Persona. This is
Wait
my,
for Persona 5, by the way.
oh yeah, I don't know when that's coming out. Sometime next year. Gosh, we're getting on a sidetrack right now. But it's fine. All right, so the core topic is
We already
like,
said that. But
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, we're just gonna keep going.
I've been waiting to see how long we could have a video until you had your little freak out noise right there.
Oh. Well, here it is at episode 5.
There we go.
Thank you very much.
Timestamp it.
Just took a bachelor party and get me aggravated. No, I had a fun time. It was great.
Elitism. For those who
Elitism.
didn't
So,
know.
for instance, I am a fan of Metroid.
Yeah.
And now the weird part is I've only played 2 games. I've played Metroid Hunters for the DS and I've played Metroid Prime. I have not.
GameCube.
Yeah, game. Oh, actually, I think I started playing it on the Wii with Metroid Prime trilogy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got that for you.
And
I know where you're going.
I've talked to people and they'll be like, "You're not a true fan of Metroid." I'll be like, "Why?" I like her. I think she's an awesome character. I love the environments of the world. They're like, "Well, you haven't played all the games."
Her name is Samus.
Yeah,
Aran.
Samus Aran, but you haven't beaten the games. And this comes up all the time
All
in
the time.
games.
Yep.
Like people used to say, "You are not a Final Fantasy fan. You never beaten Final Fantasy 6." I'm like, "Fuck you!" Like, I haven't beaten 1 through 5. Does that make me not a Final Fantasy fan? I've spent
Countless hours.
countless hours beating 7, 8, 9, 10, 8 twice, 12, 13, and all those, and now 6, which I think is a great game.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts. Like, you are alienating yourselves as fans because you like, another one I hate is when for some people. Okay, do you know what Kevin Conroy is?
Nope. It sounds super familiar, but I don't.
Okay, some people would hate you for this because you don't know that's the voice of Batman, so you're not a Batman fan.
Oh.
Fuck you guys too. You're stupid.
I thought you were talking to us. It's like, fuck you.
No, yeah, because you play the Batman games, and I'm pretty sure he
freaking love it.
Yeah, and you love it. But some people would say he is not a fan because he doesn't know who Kevin Conroy is.
Mm-hmm.
I remember like there was, I'm not gonna say names or whatever, but there's this person that would have like question sheets of like real answers of fan stuff because they were so worried about like getting the answers wrong for some fans, like who is the best Batman, or who is the best Batman, like Christian, something. They'd be like, no, it's Kevin Conroy, and that's what some of our like societies become because they want to fit in, and we alienate people all the time.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, going off of that, just recently, IGN released another. I think it was like a top 15 of the best Final Fantasies. And I mean,
literally almost all of them.
I know. Well, but like personally, you know, they
Yeah.
had. Yeah, it probably is every single.
Oh,
one
there's
that
probably
they
not.
did.
Oh yeah. Oh,
They
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have.
Tactics.
Yeah,
Okay.
like Tactics wasn't on there. Great game.
Quest.
But one of the things that I found interesting is personally just looking through the list. You know, Final Fantasy VIII was number 13 out of 15. You know, a lot of hatred from IGN. Here's the thing, though. And if you go into the comment section there are people absolutely bashing IGN. How could you do that? This is somebody's opinion.
Yeah.
Just because. I mean, I think Final Fantasy. What was it? I think they had like Final Fantasy VI was their favorite, which is, I mean, it's up there as being, you know, a lot of people talk about it. But just because, going off what you said, let's say someone hasn't played all those games, they're making that list. I'm sure the person who made that list has not played every single one of those games.
No.
They're going off of what they heard, and then the ones that they've played are, you know, closer towards the bottom of that list. And
Or top. Oh, but I guess.
Yeah.
and then the thing too is you end up getting this community of people who other kids, teens, you know, women, men, whoever see this and they're like, well, I need to play these other games in order for me to consider to like this. And then they're just rushing through those games and not
enjoying it,
getting
not
it.
savoring
Yeah, I mean, I felt that pressure with Zelda. Like I'm a super big Zelda fan,
Yeah.
and I haven't beaten a single game. And I realized that the other day, and I was like, why? I don't know why I'm beating. I always
thought
get
you beat Majora's Mask.
No, right now I'm at the last temple, and I'm just like, why don't I beat it?
You
I
do
don't
this
know.
with games a lot.
Yeah, I do. Like, there's some games I go through and I beat right away, but I think I'm one of the biggest Zelda fans that I know of. There's one person, Ryan, awesome, Streeter, who I will have on this podcast soon.
Who didn't show up to the bachelor party.
No, he was a busy man. It's okay.
I know. I'm just fine.
He is a busy man.
And he probably was at that time. But
It's
yeah.
true.
It's okay.
It's fine.
We love you. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So that it just makes you mad. Like
I like that. That's so true though. Like
it boils my blood.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, just with like Elder Scrolls, like, I'm sure some people would consider us, or mainly me, or me and you for not playing like Daggerfall or stuff like
Or
that.
Arena or anything like that. Like you're not a true fan.
So, bitch, I put over 500 hours into Morrowind.
And that's the thing. There's like
we've said Morrowind in every episode.
yeah,
I
probably.
have to. I love that game.
Get back on. There's
And
and I'm in like I fucking hate you right now.
I even name dropped that at your bachelor party. I thought it was pretty great.
So stupid.
Keep going.
And like I go to these conventions and stuff, and cosplay is like a thing, and people get alienated in that reason. Like they're just trying to dress up, and you know it's something like, oh, you're doing this wrong, or you haven't beaten this game, or you haven't watched all this anime. Oh, you've only watched these ones. Well, these are the real episodes.
Oh, you haven't watched it in Japanese.
Oh, fuck that. Oh, my God. I'll, like, be on Facebook, and that's, like, one of the first things, like, you're not a real anime fan. You don't watch it in the right voices. What?
Let me watch it how I enjoy it. Like, what the hell?
No?
Like,
I do
there
prefer some in Japanese.
exactly.
don't get me
Sword Art
wrong.
Art Online,
Yeah.
better in Japanese. American, I did nothing against them, but it just didn't fit with the characters.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched Berserk in Japanese all the way through, and I've watched it in American all the way through. I still think the American's better because Guts' voice is so good.
Oh, so good.
Griffith's in the Japanese version I think is a little better, but I still like the Griffith in American. But Guts in not so good. But so that elitism, I don't know. I don't know why gamers do this.
It's, I don't know. I don't really know, to be honest.
Oh, bro time news. So I picked Pokemon. The first comments on there were like, the 151 are the only real Pokemon. You know, this looks stupid. This is just a rehash. There's no creativity.
It's funny because like that's something like I think personally to myself, like hey,
That was my first thought.
That's the ones that I grew up with.
Well,
but
that's if you grow up
you,
with it.
you got to remember though too, like there are generations of kids who are lucky.
This will be
They're
their
growing up right now in this gaming era.
Yeah,
I mean
And that'll be their first
800
Pokemon
or whatever Pokemon. That's like I wish I could have grown up with that many Pokemon.
yeah, that's
That'd been
insane.
awesome.
It's insane.
and that's gonna be their first Pokemon.
Yeah.
And I know the first thing you said, like, oh, their creativity's gone, which is fine because that
Oh,
was
yeah.
my first thing too. But then I was like, if you think about
Yeah, but
Squirtle,
Charmander.
Charmander,
On that point is that's only 3 of them out of however many.
Yeah,
so it's like
exactly.
I was like
Means
usually
we're reeling you in. You're gonna be
Yeah.
playing Pokemon.
well, maybe we'll see. I don't know. I did find my Nintendo DSi if that can play it.
no.
Fuck. Okay, never mind.
Well, I might be getting if they come out with a package where like Pokemon's in it, like they did for the
They
remakes.
will.
They'd
Clearly.
be stupid not to do that because I would sell
will.
systems like that, even though they don't need to sell 3DSs.
Oh, I
It's,
just need
it's
to
still
get
going.
Chrono
It's gonna
Trigger
sell
from you.
like McDonald's hotcakes.
Which sell all the time now at McDonald's. So
Breakfast 24/7. Are we like sponsor McDonald's? What?
apparently.
We're not.
No, not eat healthy. Not like us last night.
God.
Reverse.
Okay, so
Elitism. Yeah.
My-
I
I think the gaming community.
don't think I'm done with my rant, but I'm just gonna cool off for a bit. so.
That's fine. I was gonna say I'm just gonna kind of drop this real quick.
I will beat Zelda pretty soon here. FYI. My wedding band is a Triforce. I love it that much.
You doing okay?
Spit that beer out.
Well,
You got a lot on your mind today.
I know. Well, there's some games I really want to beat, but it's just things come out. And then here's another thing: we're trying to do a game recap. We're trying to be relevant, I guess, with the new games come out. So we want to do that. I mean, I still go back and play the games. But
Which just gives us an excuse to always buy games.
But that's
Yeah.
that's a double-edged sword though, because games, especially once E3 happens here, there's gonna be right now. There's probably at least 5 games that are gonna be announced that are coming out between September and December that we don't even really know are releasing.
see, I'm doing it right now. Like I'm like, oh, I will beat the games. Well, that's like that pressure thing in my head. But I actually
you're
do
a
want to
fan.
beat them.
Yeah.
I want to beat them because
Oh, I'm for sure being Doom this week. No doubt in my mind.
that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Oh,
New.
there's.
It's new. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Oh, okay, I got you. I thought we were talking about like fanboy them. Like, oh, there's fanboys with Doom too. Well, the only real Doom is Doom 1 and 2.
What was that one? There's a
3 was
code-
okay.
There's a hidden code in that game. I forget what it was. Well,
Speaking of gaming communities,
I have so much more I want to
I
say.
know. Well,
It's okay.
Let's
Calm down.
keep. No, we can keep doing this. But let me just drop this and see what your guys' thoughts are, because this actually just I thought about it last night because I just found out what this topic was last night.
Yeah.
Right away when you told me this, I feel like the biggest issue with gaming communities, and there's absolutely not a thing that can be done about it, is the age gap. You have when you're playing games, and it happens in multiplayer games, happened to me in fucking Doom. If you play, you have a group of kids who are between 8 to like 17 years old who are always going to be playing with a group of people who are between 18, 24 to 34. You can't have those different maturity levels going against each other. And that's one of the problems is you have these kids who think they're experts. It's not even the kids thinking they're experts. You have the adults who grew up playing their certain set of games.
Yeah.
Those games are now getting remade. Doom's a good example. So you have these, 12, 13-year-old kids who should not be playing that game, but are.
They're probably not.
we did.
Yeah, we did. But,
That's true.
you have like a 12, 13-year-old kid playing Doom talking about how this is the greatest, Doom there is. And then you have the adults who knows, maybe that 13, 14-year-old kid is completely cool about it, has his reasoning. The adults come in and they're just like, no, what are you talking about? I grew up, this is the real Doom. And it's vice versa a lot because they're immature too, but they can't interact with each other. And I think because of that, you're just always going to have this issue. Now, to that point though, I think a game needs a community built around it. Otherwise, it's not going to have a lasting effect. That's what makes games like The Elder Scrolls so freaking fantastic, because of the modding community, the people who are helping each other out. It's a double-edged sword. It's
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why this popped in my head.
You go first, yeah.
I was thinking of like Magic tournaments and Pokemon tournaments. Like, remember when they used to? They probably still have Pokemon tournaments. I don't know.
I'm sure they probably still have Magic tournaments too.
They
Oh,
definitely
dude.
do. That thing's
I
on
actually
fire.
just watched a thing on Netflix like 2 nights ago from MTG. It followed like 6 different players through their tournaments and stuff.
That's cool.
Netflix or do you mean Twitch?
No, It's a documentary on Netflix.
That's awesome. I know. So I was thinking, like, one of the greatest things I see sometimes is when those kids are playing with adults in a tournament and like they're like helping each other. Like, I love that.
And that's why I brought up the MTG thing. That it showed it perfectly. You had people who were really popular, like in the early 2000s, who are now in their 40s, playing with kids who on MTG, Magic the Gathering. And you got, guys who are in their 40s playing with people who are in their like 19, 20 years old, and they're all interacting, and it's respectful. It's like when that happens, that's a great community.
It's a total spin-off of what I just want to talk about. Is just the toxic communities of gaming. I guess just internet chat in general, but like YouTube comments and everything. But like I'll never forget one of my first memories of like a bad community is when I was playing Rainbow Six 3 Black Arrow, and I was maybe 12. Can't remember how old I was. And I was talking to people, and the guy's like, dude, grow some balls or don't talk, because I still had a light voice back in the day. And I was like, oh, I'm just not talking anymore. And I like whipped off my mic. I didn't talk for like a year or something like that.
On video games, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like seeing that, it's ridiculous how like negative people are. And going off of your point, you have these older guys speaking with these younger dudes and or girls, and they have all this like there's always like racist talks and stuff like that, so it's like it's not a good healthy environment.
You kind of get a really you always hear about like there's all these issues that are going on with America and stuff like that. And when you go into the gaming community,
it's a melting pot.
you just see it, like the things that people just freely say about each other. And there's a difference between trash talk and just going over the line.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is, like with that just internet speak in general, it's a vocal minority.
Oh yeah,
but the problem is, like, I feel like the second anything cool is released nowadays, instantly bashed. Like,
for sure.
And you fuckers out there, whoever say like, I'm not gonna buy this game. 50% of you are totally gonna buy the game. Like the first review trailer, probably more actually. Probably like 70% of you. The first review, this game's gonna suck. Then a review comes out. Oh, it's good game. Oh, I'm gonna buy it now. But I just did all that keyboard.
That's just like the
shit.
comic books too. Like the all female cast. I think that's badass, and everyone's like,
oh, which female? Oh, for the X-Men.
No,
line.
like with Thor, how it's gonna be a female and everything.
That's already a female.
It already came out. This is a while ago. I guess I'm thinking about this, but
yeah, I'm not happy. I'm not happy about the person they chose to be Thor, but we could get that.
Have you read it though?
No, I know who it is. I'm just
for the comics.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know who it is, and I don't approve of it, but whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm all for diversifying comics. I'm totally okay with that. I think
that's just the thing I don't like is with like Thor. They're like, oh, it has to be a male. I'm like, no, it's whoever the fucking hammer chooses.
Yeah. Who's ever worthy of the hammer.
Yeah. It's like,
again, it just comes down to what people grew up with. They expect to remain the same. If that changes in any way, if their world, their ideas of what they grew up with are getting changed, oh, boo-hoo. It's just...
I just thought something, though. There's a double-edged coin to this. Sword. Two sides of the same coin.
Two sides of the medallion.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know
that's
what the fuck
it
I'm
is,
trying to say. God, I'm swearing. It's a rant video. It's okay. Like Mega Man games. Think about that. Like Mega Man 1 through 6. There wasn't much changes. And then the second they did X, which is fine. But they did Mega Man Legends, and people kind of went away from that. So sometimes it's not good to change things.
Well, yeah, but that's...
Like people want...
That's like the format. That's not like going on in like gender things.
Well, no, here's the thing. Like people wanted James Bond to be a girl or be gay. I say no. Make your own new character.
But see, like that's something that's written in. That's who the James Bond character is.
I see the sun.
Is slowly setting. All right.
It's just like I don't know what it looks like.
While he's doing that, I was gonna say like one of the big things, something to kind of keep in mind, as long as you. There you go.
But move that thing over that way. It's late at night. This has never happened. No, you don't need to put the blanket up, actually. Yeah, it's good right there. Thank you.
Kind of lost my train of thought.
Some more games.
Bond, gender.
Oh yeah, no.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just no. It's that's a different example of the same just kind of thing that we're talking about. It's you can't just up and switch that character because that's how they were written.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're trying to do that in a lot of characters.
They are,
now.
and this is why I'm kind of stepping gently here because I actually have an issue with a lot of stuff that's happening, and it's when it's being forced. You probably need to bring the blind.
Yeah. 1 second. Looked at it like, that sun's setting really fast or something. Holy Odin.
Our light probably just completely.
Yeah, probably.
One second.
We still good?
Oh yeah, we're good.
We're good.
Sweet.
Of course we are. But yeah, no, I mean, it just
Course.
the gaming communities in general. It's one of those things where I think I guess I'm trying to think of a good way to put it. It's even with movies too. I don't know when the switch happened because I mean, and maybe I just wasn't aware of it when I was younger. It's no longer how good this is or that is. It's okay.
Can it
What did
fit
it
the
do
norms?
wrong? No, what did it do wrong? What can we point out on this?
That's our
And it's
freaking civilization in general right
But
now.
it's
Yep.
and I don't understand. I mean, it's like I think the thing people tend to forget about is these movies, these games that are being made. You don't hear about like there's people that's their job. That, you know, they've put thousands of hours into this. They're proud of it, and within a second of them releasing a little teaser or something they're proud of, people are bashing it. Now it's a free country, you can do that, but like the stuff that you're bashing. The little things, the minute details, like at least give it a shot. Because like you say, a lot of these people, they go on either end. One, they're just flat out never going to even play it. They're just going to talk about it and say it's horrible. Or they're going to talk about how horrible it is and they're going to buy it anyways. It's there's
Those
so
are-
many things wrong.
You guys suck if you do that. Sorry, I'm just. I mean, there's a you got it. You hit it on the nail. Hit it on the head.
Hit it on the head.
God, I can't even fucking do these analogies or whatever they're called.
Cut this away from you real quick.
Wow, whatever.
What were you saying?
Oh yeah. Nope, it's gone again. Jesus.
Do you have anything on this topic?
Not really. I mean, I would say I hate how their communities are going, but I mean, I'm all for diversification and everything like that. I think it's what we should do, and I like that. Like Star Wars, they're promoting that completely. They've always been that way, and I believe females.
Thank you. It's always been that way.
Yeah, it's always been that way.
Princess
Whoever-
Leia was a
whoever's
strong
saying
character.
Rey is like, oh, they're doing it for Rey. I'm like, no, it's always been that way.
Slave Leia choked out Jabba the Hutt. That's badass. I'm sorry.
So
She was hot, dude.
I always believe, like, always have believed that like everyone should have their chance and everything like that. I do believe where America is whitewashed and all that. This is going way off topic, but
In some senses, not really.
no,
But
it
keep
has. I mean, it has. Like Prince of Persia, Michael Fassbender. It should be a Persian dude. Sorry.
It was, no, that you got it wrong. It's not Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, he is. Michael Fassbender's the guy for Prince of Persia.
No.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Oh, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake
No,
Gyllenhaal.
I'm thinking Assassin's Creed. Sorry, too mixed up.
He looks badass in Assassin's
He does
Creed.
look badass, but it should not be a
No,
white dude.
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. It should not be a white dude.
No, he. No,
Oh,
that's fine.
okay, sorry. Yeah.
You're Prince of Persia.
Too many beers.
Prince of Persia is what you're thinking.
Yeah,
of. That,
okay.
That's
Yeah,
that's
there's so
whitewashing
many- I like-
castle.
That's why I like this one.
Or Gods of Egypt.
Yeah,
There's not a
there's,
single.
There's a Twitter account that does. Yeah, like who's that? The guy from what's that movie? They go out to get White Castle. They're high. Mike, I think his name is Michael
Kumar.
Cho.
Kumar. Oh, the
The
Asian
Asian
guy.
Yeah, they have some.
Harold Kumar?
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, Harold Kumar. Some Asian, some Twitter account like photoshops him onto things. And it's like, why is this not normal? I think for like all, and yeah, it's just interesting.
Man, I wish I could figure out that point that you said.
Oh, I figured it out. You just have something to say about it.
Yeah, what? Can you recap it for me? Not really. I could go watch that video right now. Oh,
We can get into a discussion on
Yeah.
our YouTube about it.
on like you're like I don't know what changed in society, and I think it's parenting.
Yeah.
Like I was a teacher for a little bit, and it used to be there's this meme that floated around Facebook for a long time, and it was my kids' grades are failing. What are we doing wrong? And now it's my kids failing. Grades are failing. What are you doing wrong as a teacher?
Yeah, and see, and that's not even just isolated. I mean, obviously, teaching is a huge part of it because education is what brings kids into adulthood. But that's society in general.
That's what I'm saying. That's what's
we're,
changed.
We're branching on a topic that I think me and Kevin are going to want to dive right into.
Yeah.
But we need to reel this back.
Let's keep
otherwise
this to games.
it's going to turn political in a second.
No, well, that's what I'm saying, because think about all those people that are growing up. They think it's just okay. The second something new is out, they bash it.
Mhm.
And it's not their fault. It's the creators' fault. They
No,
they didn't listen to
Yeah,
us.
they don't think about anything.
Think about the
dare
massive-
How
if-
dare they not know about my individual opinion? Right?
Exactly.
Or how hard I worked on this. Oh, no big deal.
Exactly. That's what it was. You had, like, these are people's jobs. They're doing that, and they're bashing. Think about the Mass Effect people. Like, they said, they wrote a statement. I'm going to paraphrase something like that. about like, hey, we spent so many hours. This is our work. Like, we don't appreciate you guys telling us to go fuck off, die. Basically, there's some people that were threatening them all the
death
time.
threats,
It happens all the time. It's sad, but
Yeah, they caved to people because
caved,
a little bit, but I wish they would have stand their ground and just did that.
Mhm.
But that was crazy that we had that much influence in that gaming community, which can be a good thing. Don't get me wrong.
Can be. Yeah.
But how people approached it was so bad.
No, it's. I mean, this is. You could almost do an offshoot of like, what is a game? You look at different games like toxic community, good community. I mean, it varies. And the thing is in both communities, the toxic community has plenty of good gamers in it. The good community has plenty of toxic gamers into it. But it's just what keeps a game alive. I mean, again, just to continue to name drop Morrowind because it's the best game ever.
The mute button.
Well, no, I was just
That's
yeah.
not Morrowind, but yeah.
Yeah. But that game should not be big anymore. It's not by any means big, but there are people who are still working on massive projects for that game, and it still has mods coming out for it every day. And I mean, it's been over 20 years now.
20?
Maybe not quite that long.
Almost.
Getting
like
there.
17. Yeah.
It was Xbox.
Probably like
I'll say
16.
one of the better communities I was a part of, even though I don't play it anymore, is probably Destiny. Destiny, like,
Really?
yeah, they always like when you're out in maybe not the multiplayer mode, but just going out,
PvE
people would
stuff?
always revive you. Like, no matter
You know what's ironic is so you brought up Destiny. There's already people who will be watching this video.
be like,
They're gonna bash you.
Destiny.
No, but then on top of that, like I brought up how I haven't played any Uncharted. People are gonna bash that. Like, how
Yep.
can you have not done that and have a topic? And
Yep.
that's what we're trying to talk about here at the end of it all. Is everyone has their own opinion. Everyone has their own views on games. Everybody is entitled to however they want to think. That's the way it should be. And
Something just popped in my head. Sorry.
no, go for it. I mean,
We all watch Kind of Funny, and
Yes.
on Kind of Funny games,
I like it.
some guy wrote in about, and I just saw a snapshot because I try and watch PS I Love You almost every week, but I've been falling behind because of all this stuff. Yeah, stuff.
life.
Hey, adulting sucks. And this guy was like, Last of Us was probably the most disappointing game I've ever played, and it sucks. And Colin's just like, shut the fuck up. Like, there's no way that's the worst game you have ever played. And I'm gonna defend Colin because
Oh God, yeah.
there is. I can think of 20 games off the top of my head that are way worse than Last of Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your opinion, but there's no way that is the worst game
And see,
ever.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. Is I would have absolutely no problem with that tweet. What he said, as long as he said to me, it is one of the most disappointing games, not the worst game ever created. I mean,
Right? I just want. How the hell can you think that about that game?
I mean, you are totally
You're
entitled to your
totally
opinion.
inclined. You're totally
Yeah.
inclined, but
Yeah.
it's like I don't.
When-
I just don't see
if-
it.
Just throwing it out there, if every basically reviewer gave it a 10 or like a 9, it's probably a good game. Like, there's no way it's the worst game ever.
And again, okay, just to clarify, we're not bashing this guy because of his opinion. It's to just outright, it's called an internet troll, basically.
Yeah.
He's going out of his
Weird
way to
part
say
is-
it's
yeah.
the worst game in history. That's the statement you make. Like, fine, you can have that opinion, but it's critically acclaimed. It's.
And I think he tried to word it like he was like, trying to be professional and constant. Just get out of here with that. I'm just
Yeah.
like, thank you.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
It is.
You looked like you were gonna say something.
I'm thinking, but I'm not going to say it. But it's whatever.
That works.
Freaking raccoons.
Yeah, I agree.
You haven't seen it yet. I'm
Right.
actually like
The game over.
again.
here,
I mean, obviously, I know you guys.
Shout out to Kind of Funny. Today.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You guys love that show.
We're going to see him in like 3 weeks, 2 weeks.
Yeah. See you there.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Hi, Greg, and Colin,
And Tim,
and Tim, and
and
Nick,
Nick, and Kevin.
and Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
The other Kevin.
I don't know.
That'll be fun.
All right.
Exciting. That's why we started podcasting, basically. If you want
It
to think about it.
literally is. Yeah.
So yeah, that was our gaming rant. There is so much more I could yell at this microphone for.
Talk to us on YouTube. Talk to us on Facebook. We have a lot to talk about.
I'm sure
Yeah.
next week we'll have a lot of listener comments.
Hope
Maybe not, but hopefully.
watch nerds, because they could have watched this
God
and
damn
listened to it too. So you guys gave me a better name. Watchers.
This damn table.
I know.
get this
Tree trunk arms over here.
4 times.
I'm hungry. Let's go eat some food.
So if you liked
good.
what you saw there, hit that like, subscribe it, share it, show your friends. I had who was it? Brandy. She showed her roommate, and now he subscribed. So
Cool.
keep doing that. I love that. So keep it up, and we'll see you next week at the same time. Toodles.
Not the same.
Wait,
thing,
whoa.
but-
We almost did it. We almost forgot it.
I don't have anything to drink. But
Cheers. And
Cheers.
good day.